I need to upgrade this attack helicopter to incredible power. We recently fought the armored corvette and were able to destroy it, but now we're on to the next mission, and there's a train involved. So the idea here in Hydra Heli 2, which by the way, the demo is available right now on Steam. Please play it, check it out. Let us know what you think. There's gonna be a train that comes by. So ultimately my objective is like not lose my missiles and try to destroy the train right there. Now, every train is a little bit different. You see those big yellowed up train cars? Well, that means there are just tons of resources. So right away, the dopamine is hitting me fast. I'm glad you got to see it because in the past, we were not able to destroy the train. Now, right now, there's too many ships. They're destroying my missiles. Their anti-aircraft fire destroys them, right? And now I get to go to my upgrades. So I think what's clear is the enemy ships are destroying my missiles a little bit too quickly. Now, we've already maxed out the health of each missile. And there's a couple of ways to go about and solve this issue. We could decrease the rate of fire of the enemy ships. We could increase the damage of my missiles so that we're destroying ships faster. And I'm sort of inclined to put a few resource points there. And this is health recovery per second. I think what we want is to decrease the rate of fire of the enemy ships. And we'll give ourselves a little bit more time in the battle. So here we go. One of the things we're going to try to do is destroy the engine of the train and then wait for another train to come over and kill it. All right, so here we go. We got our missiles there. So now let's wait because that's actually one of the achievements in the game and I'd love to do it. So I just got to keep my missiles from destroying the train, which shouldn't be too difficult. Now, obviously, you might be aware, just from watching, that I can control these missiles. There's the train, and they crash into each other. Now, I don't have enough time to capitalize on all of the glorious loot that's there. But we've gotten the trains to collide, so one of our sub-objectives has been completed. But we got to do it one more time at least. Now, I still think we could also decrease the detection range of ships so the amount of fire that they get is lessened. We could also increase the power of our howitzer shell. Man, I see that. I'm like, I'm doing that. All right, let's upgrade the health. And we'll make ourselves a little bit faster. So, we're here in the train mission once again. Now, our objective in this video is to try to destroy another boss. But we first need to be able to unlock him. All right, so train's coming. Boom. Destroyed it. Now, the RNG was just not with us, and the howitzer's actually destroying many of those segments. So let's turn around and reroute our helicopter's interest towards the ships. Look at this. You gotta like micro. Oh, here we go. We got this. All right. We'll kill the armored car, and that submission has been completed. Now, what I would love to do is buy a lot more fuel to keep me in these battles longer. So now at this point, I think our objective is simple. Acquire as many currency shards as we can. Destroy ships, destroy trains. Oh gosh, I'm not ready. No! We blew our missile load way too early. That is unfortunate. I always hate when that happens. I swear that never happens. But we are absolutely crushing these ships. All right, let's see if we can't get the train. No, we didn't have enough. So we've got to be more intentional with the train this next time. So what do we need? What do we need? I'm a glutton. I'm like, I see more damage. I'm like, I like more damage. We could increase the rate of fire of our sniper ship or give it piercing shot. Piercing shot sounds fun. Plus, it unlocks a new upgrade point, which is increasing the sniper buoy's damage. Now, there is another buoy in the game, and that's the cash buoy. And I love me some cash. So let's see if we can't save up for that, while also robbing these trains. This is the great train robbery. But if you have an Apache attack helicopter. Oh, there's a... Oh, there we go. Excellent. So we just got a tanker, which means he drops these, like, fuel tankers, fuel tanks on the ground. And by the ground, I mean the water. This game is so intense. And so all we got to do is scoop up the fuel, and that will add more time for us to participate in this sortie. We got the other one. Now, if I could, there's a ship right there. I want to destroy yellow train car. Yes! Okay, that happened right at the end. Dopamine spike. Love it. Destroy 10 trains and earn 1 million shards. We're well on our way. There it is, the cash buoy. So let me show you how this works. Now, these are currently... The upgrade tree continues onward, but they're currently locked in the press preview of the game. Which, by the way, like, I'm helping to publish this game. Please wishlist it on Steam. We love the support. We love you all. Thank you. And you know what? Upgrading the shard pickup radius will help me acquire more currency. All right, so we're back in it. So the buoy's over there. Now, when it turns yellow, we want to hit it. There it is. Boom. And we get a little bit of currency from that. All right. So at this point, I think we probably should have kept that train piece out on the battlefield so that we could get this next one, and I'm having to guide my missiles away from these ships. There we go. Because we got to kill multiple trains each round. Yes. All right, I'm going to gather all these shard crystals as quickly as I can. We're getting about 66.7 thousand from 12 ships. And we just need to destroy 3 more ships. Now, the objective is to get our 3 stars on this region so that we can unlock the next one. Now, I believe that will set us up to open up the next boss. Oh, this is a really good spot to have the cash buoy. All right, I want to kill this guy because he's trying to snipe my missiles. And bam. Now, unfortunately, I'm like hovering right over that train, so my howitser's probably going to destroy quite a bit. I want to use that train to just like soak up the next one by blocking it. And I think that strategy is going to work fantastically. Now, if we're a little lucky... Yeah! All right, this should be a decent money run there. 61,000. Got more ships, but a little bit less currency. Now, the quick solution to, acquiring more currency is to make your currency more valuable. And there it is. We're going to increase the shard value by 5% and increase the number of shards that drop, as well as increase the fuel. And increase the efficiency whereby we use the fuel. This helicopter is truly being upgraded to some incredibly high levels of power. Now, I love in the last video, we've got some really fun comments of like people talking about like content in terms of like what other helicopters that you could be added to the game, right? But right now, one of my questions that we're asking and why we're encouraging people to play the demo and leave us their feedback, destroy that, is because we're still trying to iron out the flow of the game. There's a question we ask. Are sorties kind of like, are they going too quickly? Are they just right? Are you getting that proper power creep where you're like, oh yeah, I'm starting to feel very, very powerful? Because ultimately that is our goal. So we could increase the impact radius of the howitzer. Ooh. Let's increase sniper's rate of fire. That's something we haven't done yet. It's up by 20%. And we'll increase the helicopter movement speed, and we're just going to hop right back in it. Oh, look at that. We didn't get the engine of the ship, but we got all the juicy pieces here, where all of the money was, as well as some of their guns. I like the armored train is one of my favorite units to fight in this game, but there's just so much unit variety, both on the enemies and like there's a lot of like weapon variety for you as the player. And there's just like, there's so many different options to like decide of like, how do you want to upgrade your helicopter? Look at that, 113,000. So we're quickly going up on earning 1 million shards, but you'll notice that destroy 10 trains, you do have to kill the engine. Now, I basically just did a save round, so to speak, because what I want to get, oh yeah, destroy that, is increase the value of my shards. We weren't quack enough. We weren't quick enough to properly enunciate words. No, to get the cash buoy up there in the north. There it is. Yeah, we got it that time. Okay, didn't get any of that train at all, unfortunately. Let's see if I can't destroy it. Oh, cash. You gotta hover your cursor. Your cursor has to touch the shards before the round's over for those to count as yours. Now at this point, it's just earning 1 million shards. And there it is. More valuable shards. And we need 18 to unlock that boss. So that's another region entirely. All right, howitzers out. Trains are getting destroyed by themselves by running into each other. And there's an oil tanker. Let's see if we can't hit it. One of my favorite things to do is hit an oil tanker and watch that fuel meter go up so that we can then just stay in the sortie a little bit longer. Where's that cash buoy? I'm kind of waiting for it. There it is. Bam, we'll get that. The train ran into something, but I wasn't able to gather all of the shards. So I think it's one of those like, just if you can max out fuel, we're at 17 out of a potential 20. That's pretty good. And we'll increase the spawn rate of our tanker friends because we do enjoy shooting them. Now, randomness does impact like sort of like how each run feels, right? So we've got our cash buoy and the sniper buoy at the top. And there's an oil tanker. Let's see if we can't guide some missiles past all of the defending warships and they're just like impressive overlapping anti-missile fire. And right now, the sniper's really the one going to be destroying most of the ships, I think. We just need 200,000 more. Now, we have unlocked missile launch rate tier 2. That's pretty intriguing. And we did it in a personal record of 127,000 shards. Now, we've just unlocked a new region, although The press preview says it was limited, but don't worry, I had the build updated so that I could show you the submarine base. Now, remember that each sortie kind of has its own feel. In the very beginning, you're just fighting a lot of ships out in the open seas. Then you go to the oil fields, and you've got an oil derrick that will randomly pump out different amounts of like oil tanks that you can grab by hovering your mouse over, like so, and then get the fuel and add time to your sortie. And also, if you ever just want to feel like supremely powerful, go back to one of the older regions after you fully upgraded, and you're just gonna like run absolutely amok. That being said, the shard value is a little bit lower, but I find myself doing it quite often whenever I just want to feel extremely powerful. Like, look at this. This is nuts. Especially in the oil field where you're gonna get like lots of oil to make the sortie longer. Oh my gosh, yes. Give me the oil. Black gold. Then you've got the Gulf, then the ocean rail. But now we've got the submarine base. Now, before I start targeting the subs, I do want to hit that oil tanker. But their amount of anti-aircraft fire is quite considerable, and they're a lot faster. Like, oh my gosh. We are feeling outclassed at the moment. Well, we did manage to sink 3 submarines. We do have a lot of currency that we can use to upgrade. Now, I'm thinking adding 7 shells to our howitzer, and then another 7 shells, and then another 7 shells. And making those shells 40% more powerful, and then another 40% more powerful, and another 40, and another 40% more powerful. Let's, like, the howitzer should be one-shooting these things. And with how much ammunition they have. Okay. 2 shots, 2 opportunities. So we're doing good, but it's not good enough to where we can one-shot these things just yet, even with our secondary howitzer. And I just love the idea that in this game, it's as ridiculous. I'm gonna strap an artillery gun on the bottom of my helicopter as if it's like an AC-130 gunship. We're destroying a lot more of the subs. If I can get 1 more, yes, I'll count that as a win. So we went from 2 to 8 just like that, and shards are going up. And we're gonna make shell impact radius sounds tempting, but missile damage is clearly needed. And those things fire so fast, we want to slow their fire rate down and decrease their detection. But my objective is to get my 3 stars here so I can battle the next boss. Luckily, we got the cash buoy, so it's really helping me kind of like get some decent economy, even though I feel I'm still sort of like beyond, below the power curve right here in the new level. And that's sort of what we've been thinking about from a design perspective is like, do you like it that you hop around from region to region and you'll eventually get incredibly powerful, but when you go to a new one, you kind of start back to where you're like, oh, I'm not as powerful enough anymore. And there's a little bit like the challenge factor comes back. Definitely gonna upgrade howitzer impact. And I would like more shells and more damage. I mean, that's just helping a lot. And we'll decrease the detection of these ships considerably, bumping that up to level 5. Now, fortunately for me, the cash buoy's right under me, so it'll be easier for me to like get my mouse cursor back over it when it does eventually blink. There it is, boom. And we get that beautiful sound to let you know that you did the thing right. The feedback cycles, I think, are pretty solid, though we're obviously always open to constructive criticism and feedback. So please play the demo. Let us know what you think. Oh man, I missed, oh, I got the oil tanker at the end there. But with the remaining time, I need to gather all these shards. I was running out of time. Yes! The oil tanker allowed me to get that last cash buoy. 58,000 shards though, that's not a lot. The objectives here have been artificially lowered on what we need to do to unlock the boss. Wait a minute, that was the wrong mission. All right, oil tanker, if we can hit it. Yes, we got it. So that should allow my sniper rifle, buoy, and my howitzer to continue firing and get a few cash buoys, so we should be able to get a decent amount of money out of this. 2 million damage, we're about just under a quarter of the way there. 200 ships, about a sixth of the way there, a little less. And 300,000 shards, 2/3 of the way there. From non-ship sources, interesting. I'm gonna make my shells more powerful, and my missiles more powerful, and my launch rate up, maxed out. A little fuel efficiency, and shards travel 3% slower, which is good because they can fly all over depending on how you blow up the enemy target. By having them move less, that means you're able to pick them up a little bit faster with less movement. Oh, I missed that shard. But yeah, the sub-objective of getting shards from like non-ship resources, it's all about the cash buoy. So if you're stuck on that point, or you foresee rather, since this is the press preview, and that wouldn't be in the demo, that like, oh man, how would I do that? That's how. Although they're AA fires. I call it anti-aircraft, even though my missiles, it's technically aircraft. Let's up the sniper damage by a lot and increase their rate of fire by a lot. I love the music. I feel like with the music and the fact that you have to guide your missiles around allows someone like me to sort of like get into the flow state. And that's when I have the most fun, is when I feel like I'm like rhythmically dodging the anti-missile fire, anti-aircraft fire, both are gonna be used. I don't know, I have so much enjoyment from it. That's what got me hooked on the original Hydra Heli 1, was just flow state, man. Though, to be fair, I think it takes a little bit of time to have the proper upgrades for that region to be able to get into it. So there's a little bit of a payoff there. Like, you have to put some time into earning the right to be powerful. From a game design standpoint, we're still trying to figure out if that was the right call. Let's have piercing shot to make my sniper rifle rounds more powerful and increase oil tanker spawn rate. One submarine down. But yeah, whenever they bunch up, oh, I missed it. That cash buoy always catches me, man. Unless it's like conveniently placed or like sort of in the like general cone of where I'm like fighting the ships. So I need to get better. That's a skill. That's like a soft skill you can develop for this game. Targeting the ships that are in and around the cash buoys. Right there. Ooh, there we go. Boom. Was gathering the shards. All right, 2 ships just like blew up at the same time, and we're getting like 368,000 shards around. Almost at 1 million damage. We need to do more damage and more ships destroyed. Let's max out fuel, because now that we have more fuel, shards gaining 5% value per minute in a sortie could be pretty good. I wonder if that means like we should just like wait till the end, or the longer in the sortie. I feel like I felt like the cash buoy was gonna pop up its goods, and I was gonna acquire them. Man, these subs are just like neutralizing the power of my howitzer. It feels like, it just feels weak. Ooh, get the tanker. Yes, I would love for more tankers to pop up. But 500,000 in shard value. I upgraded shell damage and shell impact radius, and then we're gonna decrease the health of the ships. That's probably something we should pump money into. It's relatively cheap, 14,500. Next time, we're gonna seriously weaken these submarines so that we can kill them faster. You can make your missiles more powerful, and you can make enemy ships weaker. There's no way I'm getting that oil tanker in the bottom left. That's a shame. RNGesus did not bless me this day until I just got that cash shard. Oh, tanker. Hello, Big Daddy. Give me more time in the round. I think of all like the spikes in this game that you can experience, the one that always gets me the most is when I get to sink a tanker, like early in the round, and I know I just got more time. So we were going to weaken these ships. We got up to level 7. We can make them slower as well, maxed it out, and make their ship detection range considerably less, and max out spawn rate of the oil tankers. Speak of the devil, it's like it was scripted, man. That oil tanker popped out so early. The spawn of where I was and where the cash buoy was also pretty dang good. This is one of those things where like it feels like it's all coming together. Plus you'll notice the subs are a lot slower, and it doesn't take us as long to destroy them because of the upgrades we purchased. Upgrades for us, in theory, you know, technically they're downgrades for some of these other ships. Wow, that was a lot of explosion. Sniper turret was doing the work, paying the dividends. And we've maxed out fuel tank capacity. All it took us was getting to region 4. Not that I've prioritized it. And we're gonna give more piercing shot and more health recovery on our missiles, max it out. Oh wow, look at this flotilla just coming at me. Luckily we downgraded many of their like defensive capabilities, otherwise like my missiles would stand no chance against the concentration of that firepower. So at this point, the last thing keeping me from my destiny of fighting the boss is 18 ships. And I killed 22 this round, so early tanker, baby. Destiny has smiled on me this day. We actually got 2 tankers this round. That is fantastic. 31 ships destroyed. Mission accomplished. So before we go off to the battle, we got to figure out what upgrades we're gonna want. So let's do a scouting mission. This is Deep Tide. Sink the Speedy Interceptor in less than 15 seconds. Well, okay, so the Interceptor is very large and in charge, and he's firing missiles. And the missiles, for the first time in the game, are targeting me instead of my missiles, and they take off my fuel count. Not only that, but this guy is beefy. So it's a pretty interesting boss. We've tried to make it so every boss plays a little bit differently. Every map feels a little bit different. It's obviously the same core recipe. So what do we need? Those missiles can take off my fuel, but they're not shooting down my missiles. So we could go missile launch rate up, or we could just like get a whole lot more howitzer rounds. But I'm thinking making ourselves like very efficient on our fuel economy, maxing that out is a good idea. And we need missiles just more powerful, just flat out. We just maxed out afterburners and boosters. Let's try it again. Now, one of the things we could do is upgrade our speed. So, I mean, I can't really fly away from this guy. Maybe my missiles could hit his missiles. But there's stack damage the more missiles you have. So, like, getting a big cluster is definitely a viable strategy. But we're just getting wrecked. We could lower his fire rate and lower his detection, but he's pretty much going to be right up on us. Yeah, so we need to fly away by aiming away, and then come in with a big cluster. So we're full on missiles. Now let's get another cluster. Look at it, his missiles are definitely slower. Come here, oil tanker. Don't run away like that. Come on, baby. I know we won't be able to get it like in time. I just want to destroy him. I don't think we're going to get it this time. But remember that all the shards are worth a lot of money. So even though we're just getting the cash buoy shards, it's about 600,000, which is pretty solid. Yeah, at this point, all we need to do is focus on damage output. The best way to do that is making my shells more powerful and increase the rate of fire of my sniper rifle, maybe? Sniper buoy? All right, that was a pretty big salvo. My first salvo. Second salvo. Right on top of us. That's what, 300,000 in shards, I think? I think we only got 2 last time, and it was enough for 600,000. Obviously, there's like different amounts of shards, but it's the value. Man, he's just kicking our butt. Yeah, you definitely got to get some distance. So the amount of times he'll hit you with his missile. Speed's already maxed out, and we can't add range to it. I think howitzer damage might be where we can get it. Yeah, we'll bring him over to the sniper this time. Although I do want to hit that oil. Yeah. But we've killed 2 tankers and got the cash buoy twice. 3 times, I think. Could we get 1 million here? Yeah, our first time getting 1 million shards in a round. Now, unfortunately, snipers over here, cash buoys on the other side. So this will probably be a farming round. I think this is a case of like, we should go back to the sub bay and farm them up for money, increasing the shard value by another 5%. If you feel too weak, go to the region before it, get your money, feel powerful again. Upgrade yourself and make yourself more powerful. It's a pretty solid strategy. And besides, it's quite fun. And we're almost getting 1 million shards now. 1.19 million, which is enough to upgrade missile damage. All right, let's try our hand here at the Speedy Interceptor. The sniper turret only got 1 shot off so far. It's just not enough. So we'll go back to some submarines to farm that money and get the early tanker. It's the simple things in life, you know? Hot showers, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, 9 hours of sleep, early tanker, and Hydra Heli 2. So we've maxed out howitzer damage, level 27 missile damage, and increased launch rate. Dramatically increasing our missile launch rate. I'm tempted to try it once again. Oh, he's sailing towards the sniper turret, which is fantastic. I'm arcing my missiles. In Hydra Heli 1, there was an upgrade where like the longer the missiles took, the more you sped them up, like the more damage they would do, which was so satisfying. All right, we got an oil tanker to buy ourselves. Well, not enough time. I maybe get 2 more salvos. Maxing out, disrupting ships, lowering their fire rate too, well, as much as we can. Probably the next thing would be to make them weaker. Let's see if we can't max it. Ooh, it's 1 million now. So the next one's gonna be 3 million. Finally, maxing out weak ships. It's time to attempt it again. Now I feel like I've just got really fast firing missiles. So I want to get them in a pretty good grouping and then come in and smash it. The sniper turret this time has gotten a lot of hits in. Oil tanker will take it. I missed the cash buoy. Yes! Okay, we destroyed it. We had just enough. Now, I want to say that the current build isn't balanced necessarily for like the full playthrough. It was just like, I wanted to play the boss and show it off to you guys. Make sure to wishlist Hydra Heli 2 on Steam. Check out the demo. Please play it. Please let us know your thoughts. Constructive criticism is always appreciated. We're an indie team after all, man. We got a lot to learn. Help us learn. Help us find the fun. Thanks for watching. Thanks for playing. Thanks for wishlisting. I'll see you guys in the next one. Wishlist Hydra Heli 2 on Steam now.